What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Happy Christmas week. By the way, happy Monday for everybody here. Just wanted to drop some quick news for you guys. We do have our next guarantee in this game, and it's going to be a guaranteed legendary champion right here with this festive deck of fate. It is a guarantee because you can basically acquire this champion by performing whatever is needed in the deck of fate. We'll take a look at what exactly is needed, what is this champion, and whether it's actually worth going for. So let's jump right into it. All right, guys, so first things first, in the calendar, like I said in a video yesterday, there was nothing to note, but I did mention there was a little bit of a lull in between now and the upcoming champion chase. And I said the one thing that might actually show up is a deck of fate, and that is exactly what is in the schedule today. Deck of fate here for this brand new champion, Bells the Reckoner. I did a showcase on this guy during the test server testing period that I had, and I did just recently release that video. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this guy. I'll leave a link to that video in this description for this video. But let's see what we have to do to pick up this champion. So the holidays are here. Come celebrate in Teleria, the Christmas gift that is taking part in a festive deck of fate. Wow, that is so exciting. I can't believe it. Bells the Reckoner. He may not look like it, but this mighty orc is here to spread festive cheer too. Don't miss out on this festive event. And check out the year by adding powerful champion to your collection. Okay, so there's some goodies here. We got a Lego book. It's a deck of fate, right? So you're going to have to collect all the fragments for this champion. If you missed a fragment, then you're kind of out of luck. I don't know if they sell these fragments if you're short on them. So unfortunately, to get this champion, you basically need to have the full deck of fate available for you to complete. Otherwise, there's no guarantee that you're going to get this champion. We see also in the calendar that the deck of fate is perfectly lined up with the primal summon boost. This leads me to believe that it will be a shard related festive deck of fate. So most likely shards will go into this, and it's probably going to be a dungeon diver. So we thought that we could escape 3 dungeon divers during this fusion event. Well, there is 3 dungeon divers, but one of them will be a deck of fate. Unfortunately fortunately, I guess, it's not part of the fusion, I guess, which is a good thing, right? So you don't want a deck of fate that is participating in a fusion, of course. So having this being a completely separate event for people that are trying to do the fusion, it's a good thing. Overall, I mean, if you want to target this festive deck of fate, you're going to have a lot of shards to pull. You're going to get this champion, and then you're going to be like, okay, and then carry on. Otherwise, if you're doing the fusion, you're going to ignore this if you're low on resources, and then you're just going to carry on with the fusion. I think this is, like I said, it's a good thing. It's better than having the fusion pieces part of this deck for sure. Keep in mind, guys, that unless specifically mentioned in this details for the deck of fate will be shards only, so you can't do it champion chase style where you're pulling, fragments and all that stuff. And it's going to depend on the quality of shard, not quality of the pull. What else is going on right now? I mentioned that because there is a Prism event going on for this Tribune faction unity champion for the undead hordes. Very strong damage dealer, defense-based damage dealer, has mechanics where he becomes more valuable dead rather than alive. So a cool champion here in Tribune. I actually pulled one myself. I actually never had a chance to use him yet, but very, very cool champion to have. Faction Unity champion, of course, very rare. And then we have, and it's actually boosted as a headline champion too, and we actually have some other undead champions here. Roto's obviously probably the premium out of all of these, although all of them are pretty good. I mean, Battle Gazar's 3-turn cleanse, got the poison boost. Roto's just really strong damage dealer for arena. Morgaine here actually brings the heal reduction, which is really strong against Amius. So it's protected, it can't be removed, which is really strong. And then Mashal's just a really strong carry and dungeon wave content. In terms of the undead epic, Seeker is going to be critical for some people looking for Seeker. Volgoth's really good for like Bommel and stuff. Husk is just generally really good as well. Standard 94%, 6% stats, drop rate here, which is pretty standard for what Plarium has been doing recently. 35 summons, which is cheaper than what we usually see. So I'm actually net positive because then I still save some of these prisms over from previous events. So looking good for a 35. Not the best pool for me personally. I like pulling a Rhodos would be good, pulling a second Tribune would be good, but my faction Guardians is full on this faction, so not the biggest draw for me personally, but these are good champions. Do yourself a favor. You got 5 days. We got Champion Chase coming up. Don't pull right away. Don't pull right away, guys. There's Champion Chase. Like, it's obvious. It's not hidden. It's within the 5 days. So if you guys care about like just being efficient with your shards, just wait 5 days. Wait to the weekend and then spam your prism pulls. Okay, guys? So don't do anything crazy there. But let's jump back into this festive deck of fate. So I'm gonna guess it's Dungeon Divers plus shards. It makes sense. There's no Dungeon Divers this week, so it's obviously part of the deck of fate with shards, which is fine. And yeah, is this champion good? So I did do a showcase on him, so I do have a better sense of whether he's good or not. And my verdict is he's okay. He's okay. He's supposed to be a damage dealer. He has an A1 decreased defense, ignore defense, a little bit of defense for debuffs. He's a single hit steal, and then he basically turns that into an AoE if you hit somebody that's under leech. It's not bad, but the good thing is he can place leech up himself. His A3 does block buffs and leech, and then does a turn meter fill on himself. He has a passive that boosts his own damage. He has good base stats all around and a good aura. The thing is, in my playtest, he did not hit very hard. He did not hit very hard. His passive, he instantly powers up, right? He instantly powers up basically. Like a single A3 can give him 8 stacks. He only can take 10 stacks. And yeah, his A3 wasn't super strong. His A2 is not super strong. The A1's decent. Decreased defense is useful. To me, he's kind of like Wukong. Like if you use Wukong for Hydra, you know what I mean. I use Wukong sometimes as my block buff champion. He can chip in with a little bit of damage if you put him in like lethal gear and all that stuff. So if you put bells in damage gear, he can chip in a bit of damage. And in this case, he can actually land leech as well as block buffs. And then he has like a strip similar to Wukong, but he does bring decreased defense on the A1, which Wukong doesn't bring. But I think Wukong does do a little bit more damage on his A2. But you know, Bells brings leech, but they're comparable, to be honest. Both are basically hard to kill for me, like in Hydra. Whether Wukong dies and returns or Bells just, you know, super high HP is hard to kill. They do about the same thing. They both do the block buffs. They do both have some kind of strip. Bells brings decreased defense and leech. That's about it. And they both hit about the same. So if you guys know what I'm talking about with Wukong, for Hydra, he hits about the same. For Arena, Wukong is miles better than Bells. So you guys don't know what I'm talking about. I got Wukong here. So Sun Wukong, of course, he was free back in the day, right? The big aura makes Wukong way better in Arena. The passive makes Wukong way better, and the A2 is way better in Arena. So, you know, and Bells doesn't hit hard enough in Arena, to be honest. Bells' best spot will be Hydra, because he brings the block buffs AoE, which doesn't happen too often. And he's, you know, he's different affinity than Ugo, which is, you know, very common, popular block buff champion. So where rotations where Ugo is kind of bad, Bells can be, you know, like the sub in and be really good. But you're looking at 12 books here for Lego that you can use for a sub. I know, like, you know, Archbishop Pinthroy gets used as a sub for Ugo sometimes. So Pinthroy, you know, he's Spirit Affinity, right? But and he brings the AoE block buffs here. So sometimes Pinthroy gets subbed in for people when they have Ugo, when you're up against like Force Affinity. So Bells kind of fills that role. I think Bells is a little bit better in that Bells can deal some damage, whereas Pinthori can't. But I don't know if this guy's going to be worth it for most people. I think it's just going to be he's just going to be like a byproduct for people that are pulling primals, which is fine, right? You get basically like a free Lego out of it. If you have enough primals, or if you're buying primals or whatever. I don't think people should go out of their way for this guy. If you have Ugo, if you have Wukong, you probably shouldn't go out of your way, to be honest. You know, maybe for faction wars or faction specific content, he might be okay. Block buffs, he can hit okay, and then leech can be okay. HP base, he's hard to kill. So faction based stuff, he can be pretty decent. But yeah, definitely check out my showcase on him. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you have a Sun Wukong yourself, you know exactly what I'm talking about in terms of what you can expect in terms of damage. For some people, he might be your best damage dealer, and that's fine. And he can bring some really good debuffs for you for Hydra. But for people that have super advanced rosters, he's not going to be a game changer for you. But that's just my opinion. If you guys have any other use cases for him, I would love to hear about it. Somebody mentioned putting him in 9-piece Merciless and maybe he can do a bit more. Yeah, he can probably do a bit more, but he's not gonna, you know, it's not gonna elevate him into a level where it's going to make people turn their head, to be honest. But that's just me. But anyways, make sure you guys check out the video, my showcase on Bells the Reckoner. He's a decent champion, but nothing to get super excited for. He's kind of, like I said, a byproduct of basically pulling shards this week. So anyways, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. What do you guys think about Bells? Are you going to go for this deck of fate? Like I said, it's probably going to be shards and divers. Not official yet, but pretty sure. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate your time as always. Have a great Monday, and I'll see you guys in the next video.